I got all caught up in that first one. Guys, I do not like being in my feelings. I understand more and more every day why God is like, we have to be careful with you and your feelings. It sets off everything else, right? Because I forgot that there was a whole nother part of that message I was giving you guys. So, since it was 40 minutes in that first one, I'm happy I got this one to break down for more, I guess, logistics, if you will. So I've been working on this for years and I didn't even realize where it was leading me. But let me show you guys, share my screen with you guys, my homies who are in this crazy game with me. Where is it? I just had all my stuff pulled up. Don't be a hater. Here we go. Because I had just started recording this one, and in the middle of recording this video, it stopped. And I was like, what the hell? Am I being blocked? But no, I just ran out of space on my computer. So, okay. All the time, you guys ask me, who are the players that have us trapped in this game? And I couldn't give y'all an answer at first, but this tree of life and death thing has really been on me, right? So these are the players on the tree of life and death. This is not even the version I wanted to show you guys. So I'm hoping I emailed it to myself that I can, so that I'll make a post, a written one on it later, since some of you prefer to read. But remember, I kept saying that Michael and Samael are the same being. And oh, why would it stop clicking on things that I want you to click on? Michael and Samael are the same being, two sides of the same coin. The same thing with any of these other energies. They are dual. The tree of life and death is not tree of life up top, tree of death down the bottom. I thought it was. They are more so overlapped on top of each other. And you have to conquer each player on each level in order to get to the top, unless you take the straight path straight to God through listening to your synchronicities and stuff. But these other things on the side, this middle one is like the yellow brick road. If you stay on the yellow brick road and you don't get distracted by the other things, you get straight there. But you also don't help the other people on the way and learn the other lessons that make getting to the crown rewarding. Right. So look at number 8. That's where I want you to focus now, because I'm gonna find that other one that had all their names. Right. Number 8 on here. This is the one that the Kabbalah, the Jewish people, just Gnostic people, maybe even Christian, just the people who look at the tree of life, this is what they see. This is where they stop. They're not going to deal with the tree of death. Not me. I need to know what's on the other side. So each player is like a Gemini, but a Gemini is a teacher, right? On the tree of death, if you look at the same exact sphere where Michael rules on the tree of life, who's there? Samael. And who did I say Samael is? Dark Mike. So when I post these Mike Myers memes, it's because the part of him that is upset that his little sister left in the first place and he has to keep following her is pissed. So Mike Myers, every Halloween, when the veil is thin enough, he's coming for her head. That's what that whole movie is showing, the subconscious of these angels and demons through the tree of life and death, right? So the person I was doing a reading for had made it to the end. I said she made it here to the crown. And she kept getting deals from Hecate to come back again and again. I said, but baby, you don't understand. You get deals for life from the tree of life. That's your one contract, supposed to get in and get out. You come back once you complete it. The tree of death is like the extensions office, a loan shark, if you will. Oh, so you need more time? Come to us. That's what that energy is, right? So she made it to the throne of Hecate and then was like, hey, I want my guy to come along too. And so she was like, are you sure you want to do that? And she was like, yeah. So every life she has been coming back trying to get this same guy whose contract that he has, which is sort of a double deal, right? He has a separate contract with Lucifer. She doesn't know these things, right? Wasn't part of our conversation, but he has a separate contract for power. So here we have her with a contract for love to save him, and she keeps coming back every life while he has a contract to get power and stability on this place that is always in his way. What happens when you make a contract with a trickster, with a tortured being? So what happens is God had his children. They all got broke down into 3 spheres. The celestial sphere, and at that top you would say Michael and Japhael, right? Or Michael and Bina. I wouldn't even say Michael and Bina. I would say the Japhael, right? Then you got Christ and Sophia, which is their next tier, which is at the very top of the material plane, right? 13th eon, the Pleiades and stuff. Then down here, the sphere where he needed them, like Hades, Poseidon, and Zeus, it's the same thing he keeps doing with his kids. They get broken to threes. Uh, Lucifer and Hecate at the very bottom. They are the ones that make sure nobody gets out that doesn't need to get out. You will get tested. You have to be thoroughly vetted. So they're the ones that got forced to reside down here. The thing that went wrong was at first, they were really into helping humanity. So much so that they were giving humanity cheats to get out, which were against the game. So as part of their punishment, they got put behind the glass that I keep telling you guys about, behind the glass, so that they could only interact from the other side. But during that time, the humans sort of like digressed and like they didn't believe in them. And it's just like the people on the other side of that mirror started to go insane. They started to hate humans. So the deals weren't what they were originally. In this case, I am learning that when you make a deal with one of these beings, and it's all based in this book and the whole series, it's right up in here. I learned a lot of stuff that I was like, oh, that explains that Hollywood shit. Oh, can I find that in here right quick? Let me explain this first part because I need to tell somebody about this energy vampire thing. So when you make a contract here to get out, you are going to go through the test of every one of these levels. But along those ways, Rita Repulsa, the H, is going to send putties. There are going to be people that try to block you. You know, like in The Little Mermaid, Flotsam and Jetsam. Along the way, there are going to be beings known as Kilopoth, husk, shell people, who are just conduits for the energies of these guys to send bad guys at you, to make sure that you don't complete the contract that you got from them so that you have to come back over and over and over again. So I would suggest you check where 100 Hecate is in your chart and 1930 Lucifer is in your chart, because that means at the very least that you made it to Jesus and you made it to Sophia as the people that you could exit to at the top of the tree. You just had to learn the knowledge that they learned, which is the knowledge of good and evil, which is what this whole thing is based upon, right? I was just telling you guys how the fallen angels got in trouble for trying to give you guys knowledge. That's sort of what happened in the Garden of Eden. They wanted humans stupid. They wanted them to just be workers. You can look into the EGG. Humans were not supposed to gain consciousness. They were just supposed to stay kilopoth or shells of people that could do stuff. And then occasionally the Anunnaki, which were the ones who inserted their DNA into these humans, were supposed to be puppeteering. Giving them their own consciousness gave them free will, and it made them beings of God, which is what was not supposed to be taking place. They were experiment. These guys broke the rules, but not in the way that other people thought they broke the rules. So it's really a lot there. So energy vampires, y'all. Let me show y'all this right quick, because this video was supposed to go with the first one I made for you guys, but I forgot about the putties. You need to understand that there are bad guys. There are copies of you. There are literally energetic duplicates of you trying to throw off your person, because your person has a contract separate from yours in most cases, just trying to keep you two apart so you come back together again and again. Where is the search in this? It's called find here. Of course, energy. Did not spell it that way here? Oh no. There's so much in here, and it just pretty much explains how the people who summon do these rituals. But what I was gonna show you guys, and I'm clearly not using the right term, energy vampire is what I use for it. There is, oh, hold on. There is a incantation. I don't know if you want to call it that. A ritual, a summoning that allows you to take a being, right? And say, hey, I don't want to give you my soul per se, but you can have my homie's soul, and it's a vampire. And so what happens is this being, and you can do this with a group of people, you can do it with one person, because that's what it's saying in the book. There are people who've been getting these books and doing this. Because now, because the symbols are all up and through these books, when I be watching music videos and movies and stuff, I'll be like, ooh, and I ain't got nobody to tell, but I be wanting to snitch so bad. So I'm snitching to y'all. So you can summon this being and say, hey, I need wealth, I need A, B, C, and D for me and my woes, and you can have the soul of this person. This being then attaches to another person, and then suddenly they get very ill and they look like they have cancer and it comes out of nowhere, or they just get random streaks of luck, but that being is feeding on them until the end. And then they hold that soul in hell until you get done playing on earth, and then you come and take its spot, right? As soon as I got this info, I was like, no, because it appears that there's one very uh popular case of this, or victim that we're all aware of, that this happened to, that has no idea it happened to him, but he's stuck in between while the rest of the world is singing, lift me up. Y'all, the words to that song are actually what he's saying as he's stuck in the further, the burning in an endless dream, hold me while you go to sleep. He's asking for positive energy from the dark place because he's in the dark place and he has no idea how he got there. But there is somebody or some group close to him that sent an energy vampire at them for their career to do better. So whoever sees this video, y'all got that little bit of tragic tea. I really feel like that song needs to be remade, like in a different, like an Afro beats way, because lift up his vibration. He was asking to be lifted up, and every person that cried or adds sadness to that person memories, it lowers their vibration and keeps them down there. So let me show y'all, and I just said this was going to be easy. Ain't none of this easy, baby. There's a difference between the place where the fallen angels hang out and where the human souls are kept. The warden does not live where the captives are. Can you call them captives? This is what human hell looks like, guys. Kept in compartments, right? Earth is Middle Earth, like that whole Lord of the Rings thing, and I couldn't watch that movie. There are certain movies I can't sit through, and I think maybe because it would like code me into some shit. I can't sit through Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. I just fall like it's like narcolepsy immediately. I'm not allowed to see that. So this is human hell. When a soul sinks from here, it gets stuck in one of these planes. There's a quota down here in order to keep the big guy that I believe is down here. That's what they want us to believe in Tartosa below, but also to feed the ones that are up there in the moon colony and that Beetlejuice thing I was telling you guys about. Now, what took me out was this, because I guess I just need to accept my gift is in noticing strange patterns, and the channeling, it just comes together. Y'all see this shit? This is the setup of the hive from Resident Evil. Y'all see what they did there? And in the movie Resident Evil, the virus that took the world out came from the bottom of the hive. Things to make you say, hey. So it is my personal opinion based on all this research that everybody out here fighting for their lives. If you came from above, you came to save somebody from below, and you have a contract for that. If you came from below, you probably have a contract that has to do something with power or money or something. But everything in this world is going to try to trip you up on your way to get it. I do know I emailed myself some stuff about the Killer so I can get more into the putties or the bad guys that are in the game. People hate when I refer to them as NPC people, but there are some people here that are literally just meant to be free-flowing conduits. What do I mean by that? They are in auto in their storyline and they have a natal chart. They wouldn't be interested in shit like this at all. Just know that, because they'd be very indoctrinated, very stuck on their path. But they are meant to be like the Agent Smith, sort of, kind of. When one of those lower level beings wants to send an enemy at you, they'll just go through one of the people that are empty. They didn't have a storyline anyway. Suddenly, this person will go from not having no life at all to being like, you know what I mean? Somebody took. This is known as walk-ins. And I'm not going to get into walk-ins today because that's a whole video on its own, but I did want to make sure y'all knew about your original contract, and that if you got a contract from above, it's completely different from the one from below. The one from below is, well, you're going to get challenged either way, but the one from below, the person challenging you, is the person that gave you that contract to make sure that you really wanted what you got. But also because evil, just to make sure that you come back again so they get fed. Whereas the one above is for something bigger. I'd imagine that there is a way to recognize this in charts. And when I get the time to get to breaking that down, I will. Y'all, readings are really kicking my ass. Like I keep saying, I'm stuck in this room. I gotta worry about reading every day, and I gotta do A, B, C, and D. I would really, I keep praying. Maybe, hey, y'all, throw some juju in there from me. Maybe if 13 of us throw up a prayer, it'll be enough to push through his power to let me out of this room because he's keeping me bound. He's a very strong spirit. So I want to be able to spend my time learning, studying, teaching these great things to other people who can teach other people because I think that's what I came here for in the first place. That's what I was doing in Atlantis. That's what I've been doing every time. And it's the only way for me to get into my right vibration. Right now, this is throwing me off a little bit because it's a lot of people who want information from me. I'm really good at doing like the college lecture type thing. So working or operating outside of your design does have its lags, and that comes along with the fact that there is a contract or a person thing that is on your ass in your contract. I have the unfortunates of having Baal as the person that is in charge of my contract, Saturn, because on the other side of that is God. I'm going for God. I'm going for the crown. I'm trying to get back home to daddy, or at least to the 13th eon I was talking about, where it's not as dense as this, but you can still feel things. But because I chose to aim for God, who's trying to stop you from getting to God? Bad dad who wants to make sure, like, hey, ain't nobody getting to me. You know what I mean? Just as the balance. So I believe that he's just trying to wear me out so that when the time comes to do the thing I'm supposed to do, which is shine my light enough that other people start to believe, I believe that everything that I'm doing is supposed to lead to something that is an incredible testimony that inspires others to flick on, to turn on their light. He don't want that. I was sitting through one of my regular readings one day, and it was right after the freaking, I think the last day of Aries season, where I had explained the whole plot between Mars and everything, and I finally understood what the hell we're doing here. And it's like this creepy jigsaw-esque message, like, hey, now since you figured out the plot, you get as many as you can, and I'll keep the rest. And that's dead ass the words. I kept the video. I kept the freaking video because in the future I'm gonna be able to put all this stuff together in something awesome. I know it. I know it. Just because they're gonna attack you as soon as you shine light. They've been in the dark so long. So go ahead. So my test is to tell the truth no matter what, no matter how ugly, no matter how many people hate me for it, and to stand in that no matter how many rocks are thrown at me, because he's definitely gonna have the rocks thrown at me like Cersei during the shame thing. So how deep is your belief in God is what I'm being tested on. Are you going to stand by him no matter what? And this is the same test that sort of came about during the witch hunts. Another video for another day, guys. Holla. Stop, let me share. Gosh, my screen was stuck.